The Saturday morning sun streamed into Evergreen Market, casting long shadows down the aisles. In the gentle hum of checkout lane 5, 14-year-old Liam Thorne waited patiently, a small basket in hand containing milk, bread, and a box of his favorite Cosmic Crunch cereal. He was a quiet boy with thoughtful eyes, eager to get home and enjoy the weekend. Behind him, the serene atmosphere was broken by the sharp, impatient tap of a designer heel on the polished floor. A wave of expensive, cloying perfume followed, and then a heavy sigh. "This is taking an eternity," a woman's voice, dripping with disdain, cut through the air. "Why are some people so incredibly slow?" Liam felt a familiar prickle of unease. He didn't need to turn around to know the comment was aimed at the space he occupied. In the mind of Carolyn Astor, a woman accustomed to a world that bent to her will, any delay was a personal affront, especially when caused by someone she deemed beneath her. She saw Liam's simple t-shirt and jeans and made an instant, cutting judgment. Her patience, already worn thin, finally snapped. "Honestly, this child is holding up the entire line," she announced, her voice sharp enough to draw glances from other shoppers. "Useless. Can't you do anything but stand in the way?" The words struck Liam like a physical blow. A hot flush of shame and indignation crept up his neck. He could feel the weight of strangers' eyes on him. Caroline's voice grew louder, laced with mockery. "What could you possibly be buying, boy? Shouldn't you be off somewhere else instead of bothering decent, busy people?" His heart pounded, but through the rush of humiliation, a flicker of defiance sparked. He remembered his father's words, "Stay calm. Know your worth." He turned slowly, his young face resolute, and met Caroline's icy gaze. "I'm just waiting my turn, ma'am," he said, his voice soft but clear. "I'm not doing anything wrong." His respectful tone only seemed to fuel her rage. "How insolent!" she sneered, her eyes narrowing. "Someone who looks like they rummage through trash for clothes shouldn't be clogging up the checkout at a respectable market." The cruelty of the insult stole his breath. Tears pricked at his eyes, but he blinked them back furiously, refusing to give her the satisfaction of seeing him crumble. A stubborn pride pushed past the shock. "You have no right to talk to me like that," he declared, his voice trembling but gaining strength. "My clothes don't define who I am, and I have every right to be here." In a sudden, aggressive move, Caroline snatched the basket from his hands. The box of Cosmic Crunch tumbled out, scattering golden stars and planets across the floor. "Aha!" she shrieked, a look of vicious triumph on her face as she pointed a manicured finger. "Trying to hide that. Were you thief security? Get this thief out of here." Liam knelt amidst the scattered cereal, his hands shaking as he tried to gather the pieces. A burning knot of injustice tightened in his stomach. "I didn't steal anything," he pleaded, his voice thick with anguish. Nearby, shoppers began to murmur their disapproval, their gazes shifting from curiosity to open condemnation of Carolyn's behavior. Ignoring them, she loomed over him. Get out, she hissed. You're a stain on this establishment. Defeated and heartbroken, Liam abandoned his groceries and fled the store. The bright sunlight felt harsh on his tear-streaked face. Shaking, he pulled out his phone and sent a text, "Dad, a woman at the store just accused me of stealing. She said horrible things and made me leave. It was awful." Minutes later, his phone rang. It was his father, Marcus Thorne. "Son, are you all right?" Marcus's voice, usually a calm beacon of authority, was tight with controlled anger. Liam explained what happened as he walked home. Marcus listened without interruption. "Listen to me, Liam," he said, his voice firm and resolute. "That woman's words are a reflection of her own ugliness, not yours. Never let anyone's hatred define your worth. You are a kind, intelligent, and strong young man, and I am immensely proud of you." "Do you hear me?" "Yes, Dad," Liam whispered, a wave of relief washing over him. "Good," Marcus said. "Head home. You handled yourself with courage today, son. You did well." As he hung up, the well-known composure of one of the city's most respected business leaders hardened into a quiet, steely resolve. On Monday morning, Marcus called Liam. He needed an important file delivered to his office at Apex Global headquarters. The simple errand felt like a return to normalcy, and Liam agreed, feeling a renewed sense of purpose. He dressed in a clean t-shirt and jeans, clutching the manila envelope as he entered the towering glass skyscraper. The immense scale of the lobby, with its polished marble and hurrying executives, made him feel small, and the anxieties from Saturday lingered. As he searched for the directory, the doors of an executive elevator slid open. Carolyn Astor stepped out, a commanding figure in a crisp power suit, speaking animatedly on her phone. Her eyes swept the lobby and snagged on Liam. Recognition flashed, followed by pure, undisguised contempt. She ended her call abruptly and strode toward him, her heels clicking like gunshots on the marble floor. "You again," she scoffed, her voice loud enough for the receptionist and several passing employees to hear. "What are you doing here? Did your mother get a job with the cleaning crew?" A cold dread washed over Liam. "I'm here to deliver a file for my father, ma'am," he said, his voice shaky but determined. He held up the envelope. "A file," she sneered, snatching it from his grasp. "What important documents could someone like you possibly be carrying?" Without another word, she flung the envelope to the floor, its contents scattered across the polished surface. "That's your place," she spat, "under my feet. Security. Get this urchin out of my sight." As Liam bent to pick up the papers, his humiliation burning, a surge of righteous anger cleared his fear. He stood up, clutching the documents, and looked her directly in the eye. His voice, though laced with pain, rang out with unwavering clarity in the now silent lobby. "These documents are for my father," he announced. "Robert Thorne. He's the chairman." Caroline's triumphant smirk dissolved into a mask of horrified disbelief. "No, That's impossible, she stammered, her mind refusing to connect the boy she had tormented with the powerful man she worked for. You're lying. Just then, the main doors swung open. Marcus Thorne entered, his commanding presence immediately silencing the space. He took in the scene at a glance, his son standing proud amidst scattered papers and a visibly panicked Caroline Astor. His gaze, cold as ice, fell on her. It appears you've been busy, Caroline. He looked at his son. Are you all right, Liam? I'm fine, Dad, Liam said, his voice steady. She threw your documents on the floor. Mr. Thorne, I didn't know, Caroline pleaded, her voice trembling. Marcus held up a hand, stopping her. Ignorance is not an excuse for cruelty, he said, his tone leaving no room for argument. I've received complaints about your conduct before, but to harass and humiliate my son twice is intolerable. This company does not stand for prejudice or abuse. He turned to his son. Liam, please take these up to my office. I will handle this. As the elevator doors closed behind Liam, Marcus turned back to a pale, motionless Caroline. Effective immediately, you are terminated, he said, his voice final. This isn't a negotiation, it's a consequence. This is the price of your prejudice. Left alone in the echoing lobby, the wreckage of her career around her, Caroline Astor finally understood. In her blind arrogance, she had not seen a young boy, but a target for her hate, and in doing so, had engineered her own spectacular downfall.